Now, Sharon Stone was not in this next movie, Plouch Night. Or was she? But she wasn't. Um, Plouch Night is a interesting movie, 1990. Basically, there's this fraternity thing that happened in the past, and this Plouch guy who was plouching for the two fraternity died, and like I think it's like 20 years later, he comes back and attacks the frat house, and these like bunch of plouches have to like try to survive and stuff. And I may not be doing the plot justice, but it's an entertaining movie. I wouldn't go as far as to call it necessarily a good movie, but it's certainly entertaining. I'm personally not a big fan of fraternities. I
You
just
you got your ass paddled at some point.
it's just I have issues with fraternities, but and actually when I post my review that's gonna be like about 4 paragraphs, but for now, so the first 40 minutes or so, it's just going through different God, what do they call them? Just different hazing rituals, quote unquote harmless rituals, just to make sure they're part of the team. So that part didn't really do that much for me, but eventually once the horror starts kicking in, and just to clarify, sort of comedic horror, the guy who comes back, I think his name's Sid. He has like one-liners and stuff, none of which are particularly amusing, but he tries. So, what did you think about this one?
Yeah, this one's a bit all over the place for me. I mean, this is a first time watch for me. When I first put the movie on, like, you know how the first couple of minutes you kind of get the impression of what the movie's going to be
Yes.
like. Yeah, and the first couple of minutes, I'm thinking, okay, this is, I think I know what I'm gonna kind of get out of this movie. Probably a 6, 7 out of 10 type movie. The way it looks, the way it's filmed, and then things start moving along, and they spend so much time hazing these dudes. I mean, first of all, I think, like I said, with fraternities and pledging and hazing and all that kind of stuff, I think it's so stupid. It's so ridiculous. It's always like, the college students are just bored, and this is something to do. And at times it's a bit homoerotic too. They're always like
Yeah.
getting guys to bend over and paddle their asses and do all kinds of stuff. And they spend quite a good portion of the first half of the movie just doing these things. Some of it's a little funny, but kind of wondering, okay, is where's this going? And
I, 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 w-
eventually,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
okay.
I just wanted to throw in one thing. One of my favorite lines in the movie was actually that one line before they go to sleep. Hey, maybe we should turn this light off as a group. Which that was probably the only thing in the movie that I found legitimately funny. So I guess kudos to that. But you may go on.
Yeah. So eventually it gets to a point where, okay, there's this one guy who's well, a lot unhinged. And I'm thinking, okay, so this is where they're going with it. That's fine. I think it's not too cliched, I guess. But it doesn't take long after that to suddenly go in a completely all new direction where things are just going crazy and it turns more into a silly cheesy. Well, it was always kind of silly and cheesy, but they really max out on it after that at that point. And I don't think I really liked the way that it finally went, like the direction that it finally went in.
Yeah, the ending's a bit iffy in my opinion.
Yeah, it's if you're into it just to watch it like a cheesy kind of late 80s ish type horror movie. I know it's 1990, but I'm guessing it was filmed late 80s because it still has a bit of an 80s vibe to it. Some people will find it just entertaining just based on the whole cheesy aspect of it, but I didn't really enjoy too much of. I just kind of felt like the movie kind of spent half the time not really going anywhere. Then it started going in a direction which I thought, okay, that's decent. I was expecting it to just be like one of the guys just a bit crazy, and and that's the angle they're going with, and then they throw in another thing on top, and then yeah, it just got too silly for me to really appreciate it.
Yeah, if they had gone with just this guy going slowly more and more insane and like breaking down and starting, killing people and like a normal slasher, I probably would have liked it a bit more. As opposed to like some, demonic zombie type demon guy coming back. It just, yeah, I did it too much for that whole thing. That said, I personally, I mean, even though the movie's not necessarily good, and even though, I hate the one-liners, I still found the movie somewhat entertaining. And I actually have seen this one before back, I think it was 2017. And I think, same thing. I found it entertaining. It's not a great movie, but I don't know. I had an okay enough time with it. It's nothing special, but it's a 90s movie that feels like an 80s movie. What's not to like besides, stuff that you don't like?
Mm. Yeah, I mean, there's one or two decent deaths in the movie, if that's the type of thing you're looking for. But yeah, overall, it just didn't. It wasn't consistently good for me. There was moments where I was sort of enjoying it. There was a good portion of the movie where I'm just kind of waiting for something to happen, and then all this stuff happens at the end. But it just went completely in the wrong direction for me. This is the second movie that we're discussing for the show, and already another movie with a bathtub scene. Man, those nipples were really hard.
She, yeah, I didn't catch the woman's name because I think there are like three women in here. They all pretty much look the same. But I was definitely okay with that scene.
I'm yeah, I don't know how people get their nips so hard. That was like the most thought provoking thing in the movie.
And it's unfortunately potentially true. Although I guess my thought provoking thing is, who the hell is protesting back in the 60s and then goes to a fraternity? Like, that just not seem to me to be the same type of demographic.
Mm.
So, the movie is interesting, it's entertaining, but it's nothing special. That said, if it sounds like your type of thing, you could do a lot worse. I'm going to throw this one a 6.5, which is just below average, but I'm probably just going to round it up to a 7. It's not great, but it can be an okay time.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go with a 5 for this one. 5 out of 10. Even though there's a few amusing parts here and there, a good portion of the movie just, it's just watching dudes get pegged on their ass, and they have all kinds of stupid hazing stuff happen to them, and it's just so stupid. I mean, the plot twist closer to the end is just stupid. It's, I mean, you can sit down and enjoy it if you're after something kind of dumb and cheesy. But yeah, let's just move on. Fuck it.